Welcome to the Love Beyond Limits podcast, where we celebrate love, intimacy, and everything in between. I am Ameenah Asante.
And I'm Kyla Black.
And together,
we'll explore the realms of relationships, sexuality, and queer experiences.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriend. We are in person.
In person. Oh, what fun.
What fun.
So for today's podcast, we thought we would do something a little different. We did in our last episode, Who's the Girl, Who's the Boy? And this time around, like, who's the Pisces? Who's the Virgo?
What's your guess? Based on your brief time with us so far, any guesses? I bet you would guess correctly.
Go ahead, put it in the chat. Just go ahead, pause the video. Just put it in the comment section. Would love to see some guesses.
Okay, so what does it mean to be a Pisces? What does it mean to be a Virgo? Are you into astrology? Do you follow these things? Do you think it's nonsense? What do you think?
Yeah, so I am somewhat into astrology. I do believe astrology has so much substantial information for all of us. And I'm not an expert by any means. I do use it in my day-to-day work in some ways. We'll explain that at a later time. But yeah, what do you think about astrology?
Are you asking me?
Sure. What do you think about astrology?
Well, I know only what I read. Yeah, I think it's interesting as a Virgo.
You guessed it. She's the Virgo.
Yeah, sorry, I gave it up. If you were even playing the game, you now know the answer. As a Virgo, growing up, I used to read the horoscopes in...
The what scopes?
Horoscopes.
Oh my god, I knew I would find it. The horoscopes. The horror. The horoscopes.
What do you say, the horror?
The horoscopes.
Like horror films.
Yeah, horror.
Right.
And you say what?
And I say horror.
Horror.
The horror. No. Okay, so well, anyway, read the horoscopes. Good catch.
Amazing.
I mean, I guess everyone can relate to some part of a blurb about your sun sign.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I characterized myself as a Virgo for a long time, and still do, is detail-oriented, organized, compartmentalized to some degree, earth-groundedness, things like that. I think really the organized one is the one that stood out to me the most growing up and throughout life, and when I met other Virgos, like, we understood each other of why we wanted things in a certain way and why otherwise it wasn't as comfortable.
Everyone else is wrong. I think I have it in that particular way.
I mean, you said it, not me. But, yeah, I mean, my mom used to tell me stories about how if I was just sitting at the table hanging out, I would, line up with, like, my sister and I are in school, so there's pencils and pens and everything all over the table. I would just sit there and talk, and while we were talking, I would line up all of the pens and pencils in size order, like, perfectly teed. Important. Like, I always organize the food on my plate when I'm done eating, like at a restaurant or something. Like, if there's food left on the plate, I'll, like, push it all to one side.
So, like, the person can clean it off easily?
No, it's not for the purpose of making anything easier or harder for someone else. It's just an automatic,
like I'm done with this.
Like, it's like I'm sweeping.
Amazing.
Uh-huh.
The Virgo woman is gentle and caring. It is not wrong to say that a Virgo woman is an ultimate combination of beauty and brains. Look at that. You possess great organizational skills.
Check.
You have a fantastic eye for detail and enjoy order, precision,
I really enjoy
efficiency
order.
in all things.
Ugh, love efficiency.
In addition to this, you put all your brilliance and talent in the work undertaken by you. Lastly, you have a passionately intellectual mind and a deeply creative streak, and you really shine in life when creating something tangible from inspiration.
Nice.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think that
I
that's
think
accurate?
that that is a very tender description of Virgo, and I feel like a lot of what I read, and granted they're like memes from Instagram, but is a little harsher toward Virgos, and this one feels kinder and more inclusive of the nurturer part of Virgo and the Mother Earth type energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. Yeah, I definitely enjoy order and precision and efficiency.
Yeah, super important. I think that what you bring to your life and to my life, I just enjoy it. I appreciate the order. It is very grounded in energy, hence the earth sign. And if you haven't noticed already, earth, water, you're welcome.
Swimmy. Are you going to read Pisces? Did you pull it up?
Yeah, you gotta ask me.
I will, but did you have it ready? Yes. Tell us more about what a Pisces is like.
So, again, not Miss Astrologer over here. However, Pisces, we are the end of the zodiac, and we basically hold the entire zodiac in our energy. We have an incredible awareness of things that are ethereal, spiritual, emotional, creative, things that have depth and expand our thinking and our feelings. And so to be a Pisces, for me, it's a big bonus. It feels like just born with a bunch of superpowers and just to have fun on a day-to-day, living this whimsical but important transformative life.
Sounds so freeing.
It's so freeing. It is, truly.
That's nice.
I mean, you're free. You get to be free in your organization.
It's true. Yes, and
free with boundaries.
Similarly appreciate about you that flowiness and ethereal. Is that the word?
That was the word I used.
Mm-hmm. Spiritual, swimmy, flowy nature, and the dreamer, and the creative, and the. Sometimes I joke that Ameenah's in the clouds and I'm on the ground, and
we joke like that.
We do.
Would you like to read us about Pisces?
I would love to. That's nice. Just the first paragraph.
What
are the rules?
Read, girl, read.
The Pisces women are mysterious.
So me.
Oh, Ameenah. Wait, I'm reading to you.
Like, I read about you, and I said you are.
Oh,
so I would say, like, as a Virgo woman, you are.
Oh, so helpful.
Those are the rules.
Okay, perfect. I can do that. As a Pisces woman, you are mysterious and a sensual individual. You are also romantic and spiritual in nature. You are deeply emotional. Your dreams are vivid and have a deep meaning, which is not easy for a person to understand. Some of your qualities are outlined below. Okay, let's see what else. As a woman of the sign, signifies the subconscious mind. Mysterious, creative, need to channel your creativity in positive ways. You have a deep insight into human nature and the world around you, and thus you trust your intuition more than what you can hear. Spot on. Your work is an extension of your personality. Throwing light on what you are on the inside and what emotions you may be going through at any particular point of time. That's amazing. This is really accurate.
They did a good job.
They did. They summarized you up well. Yeah. So, why are we even talking about this today? I think we found it interesting if you follow astrology, which again, neither of us do that closely, they compare people in terms of traits and compatibility, and there's different ideas and theories about it all. But apparently, Pisces and Virgo are said to be really good matches.
It's like the perfect match that directly across the zodiac are Virgo. And there's like a term. Put the term in the chat. those that know.
Yeah, I don't know it, but it's working.
Yeah, complementary signs.
Yeah, and so I think the ground and the clouds, if we find ourselves somewhere here, right, there's so much that we can fill. I don't know if it's accurate to say fill in each other's gaps, but we can offer each other these additional qualities.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
therefore have access to them. Yeah, would you agree?
I would absolutely agree. So what would you say are some of the not so great personality traits of Pisces that, I mean, like, what are the ones that we tease each other about? Don't hold back, girl.
Okay. Safe space.
Safe space.
Certainly there's some things about planning.
I love that this was your first one. I don't know why this will just catch me off guard. I love that this was your first one. Go for
It's
it.
not like I've been holding on to it. I've been waiting for an opportunity to
From
say
day
it.
one. Day one. First date, all of the things. This has been...
It's been a thing.
Yeah, so talk more about planning.
Okay, so planning. Now, while I think it's fair to say there's not a right or wrong or good or bad way to plan or be a planner, however, what's always been comfortable for me is to plan things in advance.
Well in advance.
And that can mean anywhere from knowing what I'm doing in 2 weeks to having things on the calendar in 6 months.
Or a year.
Or a year, absolutely, because, sometimes plan
It
things
was
that
the
far in
fall.
advance.
You're looking at campgrounds for the spring.
Yeah, well, they fill up quickly.
They do.
So there's an interesting complementarity of, I think, the very much looking ahead, of imagining things and almost wanting to ensure that we will get to have certain experiences. And because of our long distance relationship, planning was and is really necessary component, because otherwise, we're not just going to run into each other and happen upon each other. We only see each other because we are planning to. So there's a heightened level of intentionality.
And with that, I will say that the extent to which Kyla is comfortable in needing to plan is really like foundational for our relationship success. Like us having frequent, intentional time, the whole calendar year has been seriously. And I will say, although I obviously plan my life, I've got client schedules and meetings and all sorts of things, the way that time operates for me is like a bit different. And
what is time?
What is
time for
time?
Pisces? Anyway, so that's an example.
Yeah, so I'll give an example of the Virgo things that can be a bit on the trickier side. When she is more of her analytical, intellectual brain versus having connection to her heart and her emotions. And so, sometimes we have to pause and dig deep to get to the heart.
Oh, you went serious.
Okay.
So we should call that couples therapist.
Is there a better example?
No, it's a great example. No, that's very real. I was teasing about being serious because it is serious. Yeah. Well, and this is another example. I mean, I don't think this one feels complimentary to you. This one is, I don't think that they're apples to apples, but perhaps the way in which I can support in planning, right? You are able to bring a very natural,
spontaneity?
Well, not really to planning. Like, you bring the emotionality. And so I'm in my thinking brain, not in my feeling heart. And you live in your feeling heart. And so it's so organic for you.
Yeah.
Right? Same way that something like planning and thinking ahead and all that is very organic for me, right?
Because what I do know about Pisces and Virgo is that we are the heads of our, you're the head of the earth signs, I'm the head of the water signs.
We're leaders.
We're leaders.
Aww.
And it's like
That's cute.
mutable signs, meaning that carry an aspect of the fixed energy and the cardinal energy, and like we've got it all. And so when you're talking about planning, what that really is that structured boundaried earth, you know, and water, I'm giving the free flowy energy of all that is possible.
Thank God we're both here.
I know.
I
Seriously.
mean, like, Virgos need Pisces.
Totally need Pisces, and Pisces need Virgos.
Amazing. Who knew? Oh. This wasn't in the plan.
No, it might not, it might just get taken out. But,
That's fine. It was sweet.
It was. Okay.
I feel like there's just things that it's not even not complimentary. It's more like things that you do sometimes don't make sense to me.
Oh, I need it for example.
I know. I can't just say that and not give an example. This is a maybe silly-ish or somewhat superficial example, but I remember when, I was going to get some new items for my room, and you were suggesting these bold colors and purples and pinks, like magentas, fuchsias, and let's paint the walls pink and get an orange couch and a purple couch and orange pillows and
dream.
and all these colors, and decorate a room and a house like that. And I think that's
wait, pause. Just imagine being able to walk into just one room that goes from this standard, sometimes almost sterile, lower grounded energy
into that sterile, lower,
into a room that's vibrant, and you're just in this beautiful Moroccan
Piscean harem dreamland in the clouds is the name of that room. And truthfully, it sounds like a dream. It sounds literally like a dream. I'm not doing this as in crazy as in my brain. Yeah, just very, well, it kind of goes along with the harp.
Oh, well, we want to talk about
right,
the
we'll
harp.
talk about the harp, but in a moment. But yeah, so very, certainly vibrant. And so I remember you suggesting that, and, mind you, I'm still, I suppose, working on blurting things out that might be insulting. Because I'm just a truth teller. What can you say? Okay, tangents. Anyway, my home and my room is very earth colors. And when I walk into my room, so grounding. And I love colors, mind you, and I love orange, and I love orange. But I could never have my room in all those bright colors. It just... Because it feels chaotic to me. And it just feels ungrounding. It's too stimulating for my brain, and I think I need certain spaces in my atmosphere to be very understimulating and pleasing and organized and simple, and it's easy to keep just tidy and in a row. Which, yeah, I mean, and we talk about inner child stuff and here and there so far, but it very much goes back to my childhood, and I definitely came to really value and find solace and comfort in cleaning my room and organizing it and folding things and putting everything in rainbow order. And I think it was really, for me, an effort to create order and feel like I had a sense of control over my environment, because I didn't feel a sense of control over a lot of my life as a child, and things that were happening, my parents getting divorced and all the things that came with that, and the changes and the feelings, and but the thing I could do that helped me just feel grounded was fold and refold my shirts and gently, neatly place them in the drawer.
In the what?
In the drawer.
How do you spell draw?
Drawer.
You heard it, folks. New York. Queens, to be exact.
In the drawer.
Sometimes when we're talking and sharing things in our relationship, different lighthearted, funny conversations ensue. And earlier today, actually, I asked the question, because my response was unique. I asked the question, when you envision the inside of my brain and how I think and process, what vision do you see? And you said?
And I said, I see you in a long, flowy toga gown. Either from, like, you know, Roman times.
Baroque.
/ just flowy in a meadow. And just sort of, I say floating, but not really floating in the air. Just...
Not even walking.
Yeah,
just gliding.
just gliding. Thank you. That's a great word. Gliding along slowly, patiently, taking your time.
So that's who's in my head.
There's a light breeze around you as you're processing. And there's, we talked about how there's also likely a harp.
There has to be like the harpsichord and harp.
Harpsichord is a different instrument than the harp.
I know what a harpsichord is, Virgo. What? Did you not see me do harpsichord?
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking of a harp. So we're actually not thinking of the same instrument?
I didn't think we were. There's a harp also. I'm talking about both.
That's funny.
Because it's like the same time period.
Great. Both instruments get to be there. That's great. Uh-huh. I said, that's who's in your head.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I pictures processing her things,
Yes.
all her things. And then I said, who do you see in my head? And your first answer was?
It's too abstract to mention that, because not everybody would know that book. Trunchbull.
Okay, well, the point is that she put me in a cold Soviet country.
In the USSR. Not Russia, but the USSR.
Just the USSR.
Circa 1980, whatever.
Something. Training for an Olympic sport.
Hammer throw.
Hammer throw. Right, and I said, that sounds not very comfortable. And she said, yeah. She said, okay, fine, not that. And then you
then I landed
amended
on...
that.
And it's also a book reference, but children's book. Madeline's teacher had girls. All little girls in 2 perfect rows, and their perfect clothes, and their hats in the right angle, and teaching them, because they are so young. They are just training them to be beautiful assets of society, and all of the nice, neat little boxes.
So I'm the teacher.
She's the
That's
teacher.
who you see operating.
That's why I call her Dr. Black. Dr. Black. So that's who we envision in our heads. Mine. Oh, I didn't get to add. So I want to know who is actually in your head. And mine is like very like Shakespearean playwright. Like my
The quill.
With the quill. My answers, my responses to life are never just like, what do you want to have for dinner? It's like, there is hunger.
Hunger will be had. I might delight in the tastings of...
We start with a speck of parsley, followed by, for my
it
second
needs to
course...
have multiple notes.
So good. Yes, it does need to have multiple notes. I can't do basic.
Just want to know where you want to go to dinner, babe. And should I make a reservation?
Oh, so good.
Okay, so who is in my head feels like... It depends, but what comes to mind is some sort of switchboard operator. Also a reference from the analog times.
Like literally taking out one thing to... Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and maybe more updated would be some sort of whiteboard, just like a massive whiteboard of to-do lists and calendars and like mapping things out.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, and she has a lot of energy. And she's, you know, got her clipboard.
Yes, definitely has the clipboard.
You know, it makes me sound kind of type A, which sometimes people say about others as, and it's rarely ever a compliment. Although I'm sure people who get assigned that get the shit done. So thank you for being here. We see.
I love it.
But I don't know that I associate with that necessarily. I don't need it for other people.
Yeah, I definitely think, like, if there was another type A person in the space, you could totally, like, defer to their leading.
Yes, right. I don't need to be in charge of everything and everyone. My calendar.
Yeah,
and
totally.
a little bit of yours now.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's great.
I know there's many other things because we tease each other often.
We tease each other
about
all the
it.
time. It is a source of great joy. And I would say,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like 95% of the time, like tremendous joy. These differences.
Yeah, these differences are, I think that the serious one you brought up, that is the less compatible one, is another, like that one is not so joyful or any joyful. It's challenging and it can create sometimes conflict, right? Or tension or distance or detachment on my end and different things that then, your energy comes in and invites me to stay and find my heart again, and that's invaluable in many ways. But another area that comes to mind, and it's connected to the head heart, disconnect that a Virgo might experience, that you don't seem to experience, is also around, and I don't know how much of this is, you tell me, how much of this is attributed to Virgo-ness or if it's my individuality or part of my human design actually. But just thinking about what you have named my train tracks, and even, I can be very much in my feelings and all the things, but I can also get very stuck on how I think things are or what I think they should be or what I am guessing they'll be. And, you said before that you come in to offer these openings around connecting with heart to explore possibilities. And I think that you often can lead organically with possibilities. And I tend to lead with identifying all the ways something can go wrong or all the ways something won't work out. And I know, I see the barriers or the limitations on something, right? And so you can have it can be a micro level in our relationship of, oh, well, like, this is how I think something is or will be, and then I draw some conclusion of something's not possible. And that can really place a big limitation on genuinely what is possible, but it wouldn't even occur to my brain that such and such is a possibility, or that it could be different. And if we didn't have the conversations, then who knows if we'd even be here. Right? Yeah. Because I would have just drawn up a story and sort of rigidly stayed within it. And, you come and be like, it doesn't have to necessarily be like that.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. And the other one, I'm just going to say this so I don't forget.
You remembered.
I don't think this was the one from even before, but it was reminding me of a retreat idea you'd had out of state, out of country, and that we were exploring the idea of joining forces around. And
it was.
And I heard it, and I heard the excitement, and I was excited for your excitement. And then I immediately was like, what is she talking about? How could this possibly happen? There's so many things that would have to happen first before this could happen. And here's why this couldn't happen. And I was like, I could not get over myself. And I think it was anxiety, right? There were money things involved. And so that, brings in its own element. Your mindset of abundance and possibility, right? So it's like the beauty of you personally and perhaps of Pisces energy is that dreaminess. And it's both beautiful and I don't understand it because I'm like, but how could you even see that to happen without all these other things, right? Yeah. So I imagine it could be a buzzkill sometimes, so sorry for that sometimes.
Yeah, I
don't know
think
that's an often experience, but
yeah,
I know
it
happened like a time or two.
Yeah, there's definitely that time and maybe one other time, but like for the most part, you are, like we used to say back in college, you're about it. You're just like, sure, let's try it. Why not? Let's do it. And I really love that.
That's nice. That's a different narrative than I just gave. It's the kinder version that the internet also offered us. I think Virgos are hard on themselves. Is that a thing?
Yes. Virgos are natural perfectionists and are hard on themselves.
So hard to be us. Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah. Like literally so hard to be you. Like rocks. Like
the earth.
Yeah, like the
bedrock.
earth.
Cannot penetrate. Do you have a equivalent or like equal and opposite of like the way Virgos can be hard on themselves or expect or demand perfection of themselves?
I think that it can be tricky for Pisces, in my experience as a Pisces, to want to exist in this dreamy land all day, every day, and like be paid well for it.
You like, get annoyed when you're like your hot air balloon has to come back like
when
and land.
when I have to come down and like do like earthy shit. Like when like
That's so true.
Yeah, when things are needed and there's no one else to do it. It's really, that's the buzzkill. That's the day-to-day buzzkill. There's so much just freedom in the clouds. And if I could just extract all of the cool shit that my soul produces, you know, here you go. Let's get to work. Somebody else do it. But yeah, I just want to live in the clouds. That's so yummy there.
The purple, orange,
purple,
deep
orange.
fuchsia. I mean, those colors are
Teal.
beautiful. I would, and like those are the colors you always paint with.
I know.
I love those colors, mind you. I don't love gray, but it's calming. I white and gray and brown, light green.
It feels.
It is. It's very earthy.
It feels fresh.
It's nature.
I appreciate.
It's naturey.
I appreciate the naturey, fresh colors, and also the vibrancy.
Yeah.
It's the possibility.
Well, our future very well may get to include a room. One amazingly beautiful room with all the vibrancy and colors that your Piscean heart and soul has always dreamt of. And I'm so excited for you. I mean,
also very Virgo. Last podcast from a distance, she said, "Oh, we both should have this mug. I love this mug. It'd be so cute if we each had it.
We each had one, and we'd be split screen side by side with our matching mugs."
And then Virgo Mama came in and said, "What? What did you say? What'd you say?"
I said, well, actually, I said, I don't know that I really want to give you one. Because I like to have a matching set. Right?
What?
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. So, part of the task, by next future episode.
I'm just going to try to find this and buy you one. That way.
Girl, we're going to either this mug or...
I have another mug I can give you. That I have two of. That I have more than two of. That's such a perfect example.
Such a perfect example. My poor Piscean heart is like, this chick will not give up her mug.
My daughter got them for me.
That's all you had to say.
Well, I just thought of it. I mean,
Are you sure?
No, it is true, but that would be funny if it wasn't like, oh, I just thought of an excuse.
We'd have to fact check this one.
It is, no, actually, my daughter and my nephew, they each got me one, and it was like a cute Hanukkah gift or something.
Okay, yes, of
Sentimental
course.
Value.
Of course.
No, but like really that wasn't the first reason, let's be honest. Like that is the truth, but the reason was like I really just like to have the pair.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Here
so
you
good.
have it. Pisces and Virgo in
Live
action in the bed.
In action. Living in action.
Yes, yes. This was
by your Shakespearean stage. Tell the good people of the YouTube listening, if you're still here.
Amazing.
Thanks for being here. And as always, we hope that you enjoyed this. And we hope that you found something valuable and useful in this for your own life or your own relationships. We're not just here to advertise ours, but really to share our learnings in the hopes that someone else could benefit from it or someone's relationship could benefit from it.
Absolutely. The point of this episode is for you, the person you love, the person you used to love. Really just look at those quirks and embrace them, right? Versus the way in which we can judge and create distance if we just embraced them.
There's so many ways in which differences are annoying because you just want someone to do it the way you do it because that way makes more sense to you. And just seems like, why would you do it that way? right? But you have two people who have two ways, and the magic is finding the third way, where two people get to come together and create the third way of what can work for the relationship, rather than having to default to only one person's way or the other. And sometimes that is the way. Sometimes it will be my way, and that's just what's going to happen. But sometimes it gets to be yours too, and it's balanced. It's balanced. But yes, the point and the invitation is to embrace the quirks and celebrate your differences in relationship. And that's not only for Pisces and Virgos, but for all of the peoples with all of the signs. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Salud.
Salud. Kampai.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, girlfriend.
Bye, girlfriend.
Thanks for joining us on the Love Beyond Limits podcast. If you enjoyed our conversation, please feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes.
Be sure to follow us and join us next time.
I might do. And I have to pay.
Okay, we gotta do it. Be sure to follow us and join us next time as we continue to break boundaries and celebrate love in all its forms.